I was a holdout to get on the AI train, and it cost me a lot of time and a lot of money. I'm serious. I resisted AI for a long time. I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't trust the tech. I was concerned about privacy issues. Really didn't like that part. I didn't want to use it for stuff in my business that was going to not sound like me and it was going to be sounding robotic. I was like, ugh, no, who wants any of that? I didn't want to waste time trying to learn a whole bunch of new tools when I could just do it faster myself using my original systems of the way we've always done things in my company. I had resistance. And a big resistance that I had, I just want to be honest, is that I don't think AI is good for us as a society. I'm just going to say it. I don't. But here's the deal. Like I said, this cost me a lot of time and a lot of money. So I have gotten to a different frame of mind about AI, and I hope that you can too. Here's my frame of mind. If you can't get out of it, get into it. And right now, that's exactly where we are at. Okay. AI isn't going away. We can't get out of it. So we're going to get into it, my friend. And these three tools that I'm going to show you today, three, two and a half, three tools, these three tools are going to save you so much time. They're going to help you make more money and help you help more people in your wellness business. So this is very important stuff. So if you are still writing every email that you send from scratch, if you are manually taking notes for your clients to follow up with them and then following up with them manually after every session, if you are typing all day long, any of those things, you are about to get 5 to 15 hours of your life back every single week just by using these three tools. And they're probably different tools than you've ever seen before. Now, before we get into these three tools and some hacks for how to use them differently than you probably have ever seen before, I want to call out the fact that this is going to make you really efficient as a business owner, but that is only one of the profitable practice philosophies that I want you to adopt into your practice. The other ones are available for you in my free course. So if you have not already done so, sign up for the Profitable Practice Philosophies free course. It is linked up in the description of this video, or if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, go to theprofitablenutritionist.com/free and sign up for the free course. You are going to get 14 days of daily emails. And as soon as you sign up for the free course, you are going to get a secret podcast version so you can listen to the entire free course and just get all of access to binge all of the episodes and all of the videos right away. So in that free course, you are going to get all of the tactics that you need to be super efficient and successful in all areas of your business so that you have a sustainable, profitable wellness business that doesn't rely on you posting on social media and doesn't burn you out. Again, all of that is included in the TPN free course at theprofitablenutritionist.com/free. Okay, tool number one is a meeting note taker. I use one called Fireflies. Some other examples you may have heard of are Fathom, Otter.ai. There's several different meeting note takers, but you need to be using one of these, my friends. And I love Fireflies the best. I'm not sure if other options have the same HIPAA compliance that Fireflies does, but I know for sure that Fireflies does, which means you can use this meeting note taker with your client calls or your Zoom calls or any other client facing or client interactions that you have without fear of breaching privacy in that way. So I think that Fireflies is a clear winner. Maybe those other tools have that option as well. I'm not sure. But again, I use Fireflies, and so I think it's a great one. Here's where we use a meeting note taker and where you want to be using this if you aren't already. What Fireflies is going to do is it's going to record and summarize all of your Zoom calls. Okay. So it's just going to come with you as an attendee to any Zoom calls that you are on, and it is going to summarize and give you action items and bullet points, which we'll show on the screen here, for exactly what was covered in that call. So instead of you furiously taking notes or wondering who said what, who's supposed to do what at the end, you are just going to get a summary with all of that information at the end of every single Zoom call that you do. And it's 2025, so let's just be honest, we're doing a few Zoom calls in our life, right? You also can use the same functionality to upload any calls that you have, whether this is audio or it's other call recordings that you have. For us in our company, we do this with YouTube videos, we do it with podcast audios. I also have phone recordings with, like, I do sales calls sometimes and I do those on the phone. So we take those recordings and we upload those into Fireflies. And then any of those files also will be transcribed. We can get action items from them. We can also extract some other pretty cool information, which I'm going to talk about in a second, how we use this differently. But ultimately, it is your memory. When I first saw Fireflies in action, and again, I was a late adopter of most AI anything. So maybe this, like, everybody knew about this, although I don't think so because I've talked to a lot of business owners that aren't using it. So, or weren't using it at this time. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace. It probably wasn't that well known, but all that to say, about a year ago, over a year ago, actually, I did a Zoom call. It was a sales call where I was the purchaser, and this was with another business owner. And after the call, I emailed him and I said, "Hey, can you email me what the next steps were? Like, I can't remember. Was I doing this? Were you doing this? Like, what were our follow ups here? Because we had talked about so much on the call." And within 4 minutes, he had emailed me a link to the Fireflies call summary that had like, here's what he was to do. His action items were, here's what my action items were. Here were the things that we covered. And it was so succinct and it was so accurate. Like, my mind was absolutely blown, not to mention the fact that the entire call was recorded and transcribed, and I could go back to any of it and revisit it. So instead of just getting a call recording, it was like organized and usable. And it seriously was in minutes. My mind was blown. So since then, we have really put this software to work in our business, and I think that you should too. Like I said, I'm going to give you some really amazing hacks for how to use this in unexpected ways, but I'm going to wait until I tell you about the third software and how we connect these all together. All that to say, having a meeting note taker like Fireflies lets you outsource memory. Like, it honestly lets you not have to use your brain trying to remember who's doing what and what are the follow ups and what exact question did that client have that you were supposed to answer. And then by the end of the call, you can't remember. No, nope, it just handles it for you, which means at the end of every client interaction that you have, if you're working with clients on Zoom or even on the phone, because you can record it and use the same functionality with recordings, you are going to have the exact action items that need to be taken in order. Okay. And then you can use another tool that we're about to talk about to actually create the follow ups that need to be sent to your client. So you do not have to be taking an hour after every single client session and diligently recording soap notes and figuring out what was that thing that I needed to do and pulling it all together and typing it all up. We're going to get to that in software number two, AI tool number two, but you don't have to be doing that. Okay. This is functionality and technology that can actually do it for you and probably way better than you can. So your client experience is going to be that they are getting very well taken care of. In fact, probably much better than when you're doing this manually because it's going to happen right away. And it's not going to depend on when you get to it. You know, when you start working with clients, a lot of clients, you don't have the time to be doing extensive follow ups. And those are the things that fall through the cracks, which means your client experience suffers. We don't want that to happen. We want this to be very efficient. We want it to be very streamlined. And we want to have all of the data of what are those follow ups that you do with your clients, because we are going to bring those all together. And then we're going to use another tool in a minute to actually answer those questions and help create resources to make an even better client experience. But first, we have to know, what are the things that we're doing with our clients? What are the objections that they have on a sales call? What are the questions that they have when we bring them through a certain part of our process? What are those things? Well, you can rely on yourself to remember and then never actually sit down to write out that information or collect it in one place. Or much better idea is to use a meeting note taker like Fireflies or something similar, where you can just constantly have everything recorded without you even thinking about it. And then you can automate the use of that data with some other tools in the future. Okay, so meeting note taker, you absolutely must have one. You need to use it. If you're stressed about privacy, use the HIPAA compliant version and just get this set up. Okay, that's number one. AI tool number two is a new addition to my business, and I couldn't even think of making this resource for you without including it because it has changed every single thing in my life. Is that too aggressive? Maybe it is, in which case I stand by it 100%. Wispr Flow. Okay. Wispr Flow is a voice, like a transcription. Is it transcription? No, no, no. Dictation is the word I want. It's a dictation assistance that is assistance, both maybe. You get the point. It is where you are talking into your device, whether this is your desktop computer, your laptop, your phone. For me, I'm using it in every single one of my devices that I typically would type in. So even on my phone, like typing or typing on my computer, anywhere that typing is happening, it's now not happening anymore. I'm using Wispr Flow and I'm just talking. And I realized that this functionality existed. Like, for example, on our phone, we can send a text, but we can do a voice dictation and we can talk and we can say, I wish I had my phone here to show it. Look, we know what this looks like. And you're like, okay, would you go to the grocery store? Question mark. And to get the, and it's like so cumbersome and it's so weird. Wispr Flow makes this not an issue at all. So you just, hey, can you go to the grocery store? This is what I need. And it perfectly formats it with the correct grammar, with the correct punctuation, and it does it lightning fast. I am telling you, this has changed everything. Texting, lightning fast. writing emails lightning fast. I'm no longer typing. I am just talking to my laptop while I hold down a button, talking to my laptop in this beautifully formatted email with the correct punctuation, with bullet points, with paragraphs, exactly how I would type it, pops up instead of me typing it out. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I spend most of my life in my working hours typing something. And I'm kind of perfectionistic about it and I want it to look a certain way. And so I spend a lot of time on that. I did not realize how magical it would be to not have to type anymore. So this is why I had to include this tool. I'm just saying, I don't, is this AI? Is this a software? I think it's both. I'm not sure, but you have to have Wispr Flow. Okay. You absolutely have to have it. It is going to save you because I know something about you. If you're watching this video, you are typing a lot. You're typing follow ups with clients, you're typing emails, you are typing marketing materials, you are typing questions into ChatGPT, you are typing things. And you need to stop typing things because who could be bothered to type when you have Wispr Flow that could make you never type again and everything goes so much faster. And obviously, I talk fast. You probably do too. So I can talk a lot faster than I can type. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible how much time this is saving me. Highly, highly recommend you doing the same. The third tool that we are going to use in your business immediately, but probably in some unexpected ways if you already are using this, is ChatGPT with a runner up of Claude. So, what is ChatGPT? What is Claude? These are large language models, LLMs. You've heard this already. Maybe you haven't. Maybe this is brand new to you, in which case it's going to blow your mind what I'm about to show you. But even if you are currently using one or both of these tools in your business, what I'm about to show you is still going to blow your mind because we are using this in really strategic ways that save so much time. And the reason people don't use ChatGPT, for example, that's the most common. So I'm going to talk ChatGPT, but just know that Claude has some great use cases as well. But the reason that people get stuck after they experiment with ChatGPT is, especially for business stuff and marketing and copywriting in particular, is because it doesn't sound right. And so they end up like trying to use it to write some emails or to write some website copy or maybe to help draft like a flyer that they're going to print out. These are the things that my clients are using it for and the copy that they get just isn't right. So they end up still editing everything themselves, which takes a lot of time. So like I could have just done this on my own. I don't think that it takes I don't think it's actually saving me time and then they abandon the system. So I want to show you how to actually have ChatGPT save you a ton of time using Wispr Flow and using your Fireflies information, your transcripts and your bullet points and your action items that you've gotten from having Fireflies attend all of your meetings with you and also uploading any content that you have, video or audio content as well. So, the first thing that we do with ChatGPT or Claude is to get your marketing automated with one of these tools. And I don't mean that you go into ChatGPT and say, write me an email about heartburn that I can send to my email list, because it is going to be the worst thing that you've ever seen. It might be a 4 out of 10, and some people will take that and run with it, and you get those emails and you cringe at them, and so do I. But that is not what you're going to do. Instead, you are going to use a series of prompts to get very clear with the help of ChatGPT. And again, you could use Claude for this as well, but ChatGPT is a winner right now because of several factors, not least of all because of AI agents, which I didn't clarify. Okay. An AI agent means that the tool can independently do different tasks for you. So, for example, an AI agent could help you research your ideal client and then also draft some emails independently. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute. But all that to say, ChatGPT is the winner. So, if you can only have one of these tools between ChatGPT and Claude, I would suggest ChatGPT, but know that both of them cost 20 bucks a month. I think it's an excellent investment for you as a business owner to have both of them, and Claude will usually get you better marketing copy. Okay, so what the heck is she even talking about? Let's bring this to a screen share. So for my clients in the Profitable Nutritionist program, we give you a lot of AI resources. One of those resources is a AI it's a custom GPT. You don't need to worry about the verbiage. It's like, what is a custom GPT? That part doesn't matter. We give you tools that help you to isolate your ideal clients' problems that they actually have versus the ones that they think that they have. We help you articulate what the solution is that you offer to those problems, which means this is how you position your offer as the solution for those easiest, most perfect, ideal clients of yours. And then, and this is really the coup de grace, we need to isolate what the results are that your easiest clients are actually hoping to get when they work with you. So the problem, the solution, the results, these are very, very important things that you need to talk about in your marketing and in your sales process. And most people get this very wrong. And the way that they get it wrong is by using words that their clients do not understand and do not resonate with. And they're talking over their head, or they're saying the wrong things, which is like really repelling those easiest, most ideal clients, or they're just not talking about the results that people get. And they do that because they're afraid to overpromise. And so they just leave that part really vague, which means that their easiest, most ideal clients, perfect clients, are reading their marketing or they're in their sales process and they're like, I'm not sure if this is going to get me results because they're not talking about the results. Is this going to help me solve the thing that I actually want to solve? Because I'm not really sure. So we need to make sure that we're talking about problems, your solution, and the results that they really want to get. And in my program, we break down the results into two categories: the results that they say they want to get. For example, when somebody's on a sales call with you, they will tell you what their goal is, and those are the results that they want to get. But then there are the secret results, the things that they are really hoping for, that they're afraid to even voice out loud, that they're afraid to even tell you what they really want. And those are the ones we really want to talk about. So results can go into two columns: the ones that they actually say and the ones that they're hoping for, but they're too afraid to even say. And in your marketing, you want to talk about both of those things. So, how do you know what those things are? And how the heck do you know what to even talk about? Well, you could become a marketing and copywriting expert if you wanted to. You could write thousands of marketing emails like I have done over the last 10 years, and you would probably get pretty good at talking about all of those things because you would know what things people respond to and what things they don't, what things they click on and what things they don't, what things make them buy and what things don't. That takes a long time. I'll teach you how to do it, and I've done it. But also, I want to give you tools to do it really quickly. So let's use our friend, the large language model, LLM, which is ChatGPT or Claude, to do the research for you. Inside my program, this is exactly what we do. So in TPN, we give you these custom GPTs, which are built with our frameworks that we know work specific to health and wellness business owners to really isolate what are the problems that your ideal client is voicing, what are the things they're not saying, what is your solution, how do you position that, and then again, what are the results that your clients are really hoping for. So instead of you spending years figuring it out, we give you the tools and the shortcuts to do that. Here's what it looks like. For example, you are going to get interviewed on yeah, here we go. So you're going to get interviewed on your target market, your area of focus, the credentials, your role, your experience, and you're going to have a back and forth exchange with ChatGPT to do this, okay? And it's going to interview you and find out all sorts of things about your business. I did this just as an example for you with really, really vague details and not a lot so that you can see how dialed in this gets. So we have a little back and forth on what my experiences, what kind of clients I want to work with. Here I have no niche. I'm just like broadly want to work with people, and it's giving me in a table in like an organized way, it's giving me some copy and some information on my ideal client so that we can start working from there. This is a conversation. Now, this is where people really, really get these tools wrong, especially for their marketing. And it's why I wanted to make sure to include this in this resource. If you're listening to this on the podcast, by the way, on the audio podcast, you can't see what I'm talking about. Go watch the YouTube version because I'm screen sharing with you and showing you exactly what this looks like. But if you're watching on YouTube, you're already seeing that. This is so important, okay? It's so important because you have to get dialed in on what your ideal client is actually needing you to say. Basically, what we are doing here. So, this is the start of that. It is a back and forth conversation. If you just ask the question to ChatGPT, tell me about my ideal client, it's going to give you really vague answers, things that you can't actually use. But when we have a back and forth and it's prompted to interview you with specific questions, that's pre-built into the prompts that we're sharing here and in this tool that we've created for you, it is going to ask the right questions so you can get really clear on what your ideal client is, what the problem, solution, and results are. Here's what this looks like for my business, by the way. I went through and I did the topic of my ideal client who wants to make their first $10,000 in their holistic nutrition or health coaching business. And what are the pain points that they have? What are the tangible problems that they're dealing with right now? How are they describing that problem in their own words? That's what you're seeing on the screen right now. And then what is the solution that they want described in their own words? That's what you're seeing in that column. Then we have the results that they're hoping for. Well, that's pretty juicy. These are the ones that they would tell me out loud. And then in their words, the results that they're afraid to even hope for. What are the big things that they're not even saying out loud? You can see that here as well. So this is the table that is created when you go through the prompts that we teach you in the program. And when you ask the right questions to ChatGPT, you can get really, really nuanced, specific information and intel on your ideal client. Now, how do you use that? Well, and there are some other prompts and some other questions you can ask to take every single thing that you see on this results table and build an email out about it. Build a social media post if you are on social media. I'm not, but some of my clients are. You can use anything on here to create compelling sales page copy or website copy or written promotional materials. Like you can do this in so many ways, and we show you how to take this and build it into the exact offer that you have and like how to message that offer. But the point is, if you ask the right questions, this will save you so much time. So in your marketing, no brainer to be using AI. Please, please, please do not be sitting down at your desk on a Monday morning, staring at a blank screen and a blank cursor and trying to write an email to you. It's going to take you hours and hours. Ask me how I know this. I've done it so many times. Instead, you could have an email that is 98% of the way there, created in 30 seconds by using this table, which you then save as a PDF and upload into your chat in ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to write an email on this theme this week. Use this information on my ideal client. And we give you the whole prompt on how to do this. And it's going to give you the most amazing email that you might have to edit a tiny bit for 30 seconds, but that's it. And it's ready to go. That is so efficient. It is where there's such a huge time savings for you as the business owner these days to have marketing that really connects with your ideal client, that really actually works and converts them into a paying client, but also doesn't take you so much time. Up until now, it has been such a heavy lift as a solopreneur to have enough time to market, to get clients, to fill that pipeline, but then also deliver to the clients. And there's so many moving pieces. This is, in my opinion, the area that you can streamline the most to have such a huge output because your marketing really matters. The more marketing you put out, the more promotion avenues that you have and ways to bring in your ideal client, the better. But having the time to do that is, you know, the actual problem here. So making this efficient, making a system that actually works, that is going to say the right things, so important. So ChatGPT or Claude for your marketing. And again, you can use either for those, but ChatGPT is kind of the winner in my opinion because now that it has the functionality to have agents, there are other things. This has opened up a new frontier kind of in AI. And if you, again, are not paying attention, you don't know the difference between like what is an AI agent, what's she even saying? An agent is like the assistant that's working for you that you don't pay. So let's talk about what those assistants can do for you and how you can better use these tools than probably what you're doing right now. Well, a big area that you can use ChatGPT to streamline your operations in your business and your back end and things that are probably taking you a lot of time is connecting your email and your calendar directly to this tool. So you can connect your Google Calendar and you can connect your Gmail account, business, personal, whatever, both you decide, into ChatGPT. You do a one-time connection and then you are able to ask it to do a lot of things for you. For example, you can ask it to prioritize what top 10 emails you need to respond to this week or today. Or you can have it look at your calendar and help you better streamline blocks of time. Or you can look at when you have availability to do some deep focus activity and you can have basically your assistant that is working 24/7 for you, that you don't have to pay extra, that never takes 6 days and never ever forgets what to do. That assistant of yours is going to do what a real assistant would be doing in your business, which is helping you with your calendar management, helping you with your inbox management. And now that AI agents are on the scene, you actually can get help drafting responses to the email. So this is what I mean when I say an agent. I mean, you can prompt it to find a problem and then actually solve the problem for you. So, what I would suggest to better use these tools in your weekly routine in your business, what I would do is start every Monday morning with a conversation with your assistant in ChatGPT and have it look at your calendar, look at your inbox, and help you prioritize where your time is going to be spent for the week based on what your big goals are. So, I teach how to do this in the program at TPN, so I feel like I'm a broken record on this, but getting clear on your calendar and blocking your time and figuring out what your priorities are is super important, but then actually executing, where do we put the things on the calendar? When are we doing them? When are you the most focused? What conflicts with other things that you have going on in your life? What vacation do you have coming up that you need to plan around, or kid activities, or whatever it is. We all have life stuff going on. If you didn't have to spend an hour every Monday morning moving things around and figuring out when it was happening, because in 5 minutes your AI agent could be doing that for you, that would save a lot of your time, right? They probably would do a better job than you would. Also true. Now, if you had an AI agent, for example, in ChatGPT for free, well, for $20 a month that you're paying, but not extra, that would go into your inbox and would let you know what client emails or future client emails, prospective clients, or whatever it is, what customer service things you needed to respond to immediately, and then gave you an order of the other things that were less important, but also drafted response emails to all of those. So basically, you just had to go into Gmail and you had drafts of all of these emails so that you could read it. Yep, is that what I wanted to say? Sure was. Boop, 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 send. That would save you a lot of time too, wouldn't it? And over time, you can train these tools on how you want to respond and what things you say and what you don't say. And this is so massive. Now, again, I started this by saying, I don't love these tools. I mean, if I had the option of no AI in the world, I think I would choose that. I think I could pretty confidently say that. However, that's not my decision. And we do have these tools available, and businesses are using these tools, and your clients are using these tools, and they probably are using them really poorly in a lot of ways. So we have to talk about it. I want you, as the business owner, to be leveraging AI to make your life easier and to make it a lot more efficient and save a ton of time and probably have a higher output of these activities in your business. So for all of those reasons, I want you to know about these things and I want you to use them, but also because your clients are using them. Okay. And if they aren't right now, they certainly will be, and they're going to be doing it really poorly. And if you don't understand the functionality of how something like ChatGPT works and how it can easily be manipulated to get really bad output, you're not going to be able to coach your clients on that. You're not going to be able to explain that to them. You're not going to be able to write marketing emails about that educate them on why they need to work with you instead of ChatGPT, which is the case. But you need to be aware of what even is happening, right? So that you can have those conversations. So that's probably a separate podcast episode that I could do, but and I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I will continue to, but it is part of this conversation as well. I want you to use the tools so you save a ton of time, make more money, help more people, and also are aware of how they could be using them to get better results in their life and in their health journey, and where they're probably going wrong so that you can educate them on that as well. Okay, so to take these all like cohesively into one and kind of land this plane and show you how they all work together, why I wanted to talk about these three things in particular is this: ChatGPT or Claude, or both, should you choose to use them, are the hub of your business. All of the things that you do kind of come to this. This is Rome, all roads lead to Rome, will probably be ChatGPT for you. And for content and marketing in particular, you may want to use Claude, but ChatGPT will be your main hub of where these tools all intersect. Having fireflies or a meeting note taker that is out with you in the wild and bringing it all back is going to be really important. And then having something like Wispr Flow that just makes it so much more efficient for you to get your thoughts into these tools. Like, for example, with ChatGPT, I am no longer typing in prompts. I'm no longer typing in responses and going back and forth. It's all done with Wispr Flow, and it is lightning fast and is saving me so much time. So this is how these all kind of intersect together and why we need to talk about them in totality. But also, I told you I was going to let you know how we are kind of hacking fireflies in some interesting ways in ChatGPT together. And that is with getting intel on conversations with clients and prospective clients. So, for example, we can take those transcripts from that Fireflies, the meeting note taker, has given us, and we can ask for, hey, give me the top objections from the last 20 sales calls or where people are confused. Like, what are their top objections? What are they confused about? It gives me back a list of things, and then I can take that and have done this and put it in ChatGPT and had a conversation and said, hey, ChatGPT, these are the common objections and confusion points for prospective clients that are thinking about joining the Profitable Nutritionist program. Can you give me, we can go many different ways with this, but what I have said is like, could you give me a video outline of a video that I could record for people that are thinking about joining the program that will cover these main points? Boop. It came out with a video outline. I recorded the video. Now everybody, before they get on the sales call, watches this particular video. And the majority of time people get on the call and they say to me, wow, that video was so informative. I feel like I don't even need to have this call anymore. I got all of my questions answered. Oh, well, how did I know what to put in the video? I didn't guess. I just used the tools that are already available in a strategic way to get that information. So taking objections from sales calls, taking, like I said before, your client questions from your coaching that you do with them from inside your program or from inside one-on-one calls, or from if they're asking questions, like if they're communicating with you in messages and practice better, you can collate all of that. Is that just putting papers together? Is this the right verbiage? Well, if not, you know what I mean. You can collect all of those questions into a document that you then upload into ChatGPT and ask those same kinds of questions. But let's use this technology that is available to make your marketing better, to make your sales process better, to make your client delivery process better and more efficient, because that saves you time. That gives people better results. It's the best of both worlds. There are so many ways that we can use ChatGPT and Claude to make your marketing better. I need to do lots and lots of more, instruction on that. That is something that we talk about a lot in the Profitable Nutritionist program because this technology is changing so fast. So I just do want to say this as well. This list, I probably could do a completely different list of 3 things a month from now, but right now, these are the things I know are saving the most time for me in my business and also for my clients when we talk about them. So, I wanted to make sure to get this out there with these 3 things: a meeting note taker, Wispr Flow so that you're not typing so much. I know I'm not even giving that one justice, by the way, even if as I say it, it sounds like so secondary. It will save you so much time. You will love it so much for just voice dictation, so much time. And then better using ChatGPT because I'm sure that you are using it by now. If not, you need to be. I will teach you how to do that in TPN, by the way. But if you are already using it and you're like, this isn't really saving me that much time, it's because you don't have the solid systems. The prompts aren't great, and the systems for using it aren't that great. So you're getting subpar output. But we can fix that, and when you do, you are going to be so grateful because truly, it is going to help you so much. You can create content calendars. This is another thing that we help do. Like build out your content 6 months in advance that you are going to be dripping out in your marketing. That instead of like week after week after week, every Monday morning, you thinking, oh my gosh, I have so much that I have to do. I just did this last week and I still have to do it again for this week and the next week and the next week. Let's get really far ahead and let's use these tools to make it amazing and super efficient. Big takeaway is this. These 3 tools I just showed you are not just cool tech. It's not just a party trick. These are time machines that give you a lot of time back. This is how you have assistance in your business when you aren't even hiring assistants. One of my clients was like, "Can you show me how we could use some of these AI systems for us business owners that don't have the budget for an assistant yet, but we're too busy and we like actually do need an assistant?" I said, "That is an excellent way to say that because that's exactly what this is, right? It's having assistants working for you 24/7 again, without taking time off, without asking questions and just doing the things a lot better than a human could do them most of the time, which is kind of scary to say. So, Fireflies is going to help you remember what you talked about and repurpose it in new and interesting ways that's going to be so efficient. Wispr Flow helps you create without typing. So, you're not going to be limited by how fast you can type. You are just as fast as you can talk. It is created. Oh, so good. And then ChatGPT, really like the hub in your business, is going to help you think and plan and research and write and create like a team of professionals is working with you to do that because you're going to take the information that Fireflies gives you and you are going to put it all together with your own brain, your own expertise, your own genius, which is really the magic sauce here, into a way that is really efficient to get out into the world. You don't need to be good at tech to do this, by the way. You just need to be done with wasting time and doing everything manually. And then you will learn how to use these systems and you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. If you are still writing every email from scratch, if you're still responding to every client message as it comes in, at the end of the day, when you're exhausted and you feel like, I have to get this email out, I have to get this entered into their client portal, and you're just dreading it, and it's because it is so manual and you're just reinventing the wheel every single time. No, stop, 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 stop. These tools exist to help you, to help more people. You have to adopt them immediately. Please, please, please. Actually, comment in the comments of this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to see in the comments which of these tools are you already using? Which one is the most impactful for you? Which is the one that you are the most excited to get started about? Let's have a conversation about it. In the comments, I want to hear all about the AI tools that you are using or are going to start using immediately in your practice. So if today's video got you thinking, okay, I am ready to save time, how do I actually grow the business with that time? Like now, if I'm going to get more efficient, I'm going to use these tools that Andrea suggests. What am I going to do in that extra time to actually help more people make a bigger income, make a bigger impact. And that, by the way, is exactly what I cover in this next video. It's called the 3-part profit formula for holistic nutritionists. It's going to show you the exact framework that I teach to build a consistent 6-figure practice without social media, without burning out, without second guessing every decision, and without being inefficient with your time. So click right here on the screen to watch it now or use the link in the description.